We return with account reviews, and today we're going to be taking a look at an account that is focusing on a mono class. We see this happen more and more where people just decide to create a challenge for themselves by playing idle heroes in interesting ways by saying, you know what, I'm just going to do this. And this account today is going with a very common theme, which is to choose only assassins. And this is quite fun to do, but you can make some mistakes in trying to do that. So today, let's go and take a look at how things are going. So we've seen assassin accounts like this before where they've chosen heroes like Faithblade. Obviously, you've got Rogan, you've got Drake. A lot of fun heroes you can work with. Some people even pick Saja. This account, though, is very young. It's level 105, doesn't have a lot of gold, doesn't have a lot of gems. If you look at our progress here in the Halloween event, which is the current event for this account review, you'll see that we've only done 50 scrolls. Maybe that was to pick up some other scrolls, get some back, and then we've stopped. Maybe that's all we're doing. I don't know. The progress you've managed to make here, though, I don't see much outside of that. You haven't got the Jara. You haven't got the Homes. You've only got... Wow, okay. 50 stones, that's all you have left. You did buy Rogan, though, so I guess you're going for him. So the assassin theme is strong. However, you decided to choose Azrael as your first assassin. This, in my humble opinion, was a very, very strange decision. So, Azrael, as you will know, given the fact that he's the only hero on this account, and you've used him. If you don't know, though, folks, if it's new to you, Azrael hurts himself to kill opponents. His entire point is to die. And we've said in many reviews of Azrael's skills that for him to be good, you need somebody else to stay alive. Because if your hero kills themselves, you've lost. Which means this account doesn't work. Because he goes into a fight and you're getting attacked by the opponents, and then he does his active skill, which deals 1600% of attack damage to himself. And then you go, oh, I lost. Whoops. And to improve that, you've got a melodic strings, which is only going to speed up the process. And you're aware of this, so you've gone with HP enables to try and keep him alive. And when you get to E5, you'll have Unbending Will. You just need to get yourself another Azrael to be able to do that. But this is insane. This is crazy. Your first hero needs to be able to stay alive and heal and solo game modes. Like, that's simple. And the scary thing is there's a lot of assassins that can actually do that as good heroes. The main one being Ithaca. She's a shadow hero. She heals. She's a brilliant first hero, and she's an assassin. She would be so good, right? I would have chosen Ithaca for a solo assassin account. Azrael, on the other hand, I don't think he's got any inbuilt healing. He resurrects, which you might think, ooh, this is good. But unfortunately, he is just going to send himself to the grave. So if you want a way to get the most out of a solo assassin account and to go and make some progress in Seal Land, you're going to need something with a bit more bite. If I just show you what's going to happen here, like, to be fair, no, that's the wrong word. A bit more bite is not the right word at all, because Azrael bites just himself. Watch this. Watch what he goes ahead and does. So he hurts himself. Look at that. Instantly, he's lost half of his health. And he did kill some opponents. Oh, I don't even think he did he? No, he killed one opponent in the process. And the problem is, as soon as he gets an active skill, he kills himself. You defeated the opponents, but you defeated yourself at the same time. It's... Look, you didn't even take any damage from the opponents. It was all him. It was literally all him. Like, 90% of the damage he took was self-inflicted. So, yeah, it's ambitious. I'll give you that. And I don't think it's going to work at all. Rip Azrael is hard? It is, yeah, because the problem is the stronger you make Azrael, the better he is at killing himself. Right? So, there's some strange suggestions here. We need to give him a way to heal. So maybe Kiss of Ghost would work for that, as Scribe has suggested in chat. But I don't think that's a good idea, I'll be honest. I think your best idea here is to just build another assassin. And accept that once you get E5 Azrael, you will unlock the Void. That'll be great. But the problem is Azrael is only going to hurt himself. Even without energy, I imagine it's going to be just as bad. We could stick maybe a Heavenly Bead on, which gives attack and precision. We could see how that plays out. But I'm imagining this is going to be just as bad. We shall see, though. Because he's only going to hit one opponent, so he did okay there. But now he's got an active skill. So, here it comes. Oh, this could work. There's the next attack. There's the next attack. Oh, no. Here comes the... oh, he lived! Yo! Wow! 1% health, but he did it. Let's go, Azrael. Ah, there you go. So even though the internet said build him with a melodic strings, that's assuming you have other heroes for him to work alongside. You don't. So you need to build him in a way that's going to keep him alive and potentially heal him. The biggest issue, though, is he ain't healing. Oh, yeah, he's so... Okay, well, he's not beating Seal at 6. That's heartbreaking. Oh, no, he is. It's Seal at 7 he's not beating. Well, we got you a little bit further. Another thing that's going to make you more powerful as well is if you upgrade the monster, it actually makes a huge difference. So you've only maxed 3 of these. You haven't even unlocked auras yet. Auras will add so much to his survivability. He will heal from the Phoenix as well. Level up the Phoenix. You've got 40,000 of these monster parts. I'm not going to do it here because you are going to spend gold doing that and you only have 125 million gold. Can double Azrael work? I think they'll both just kill each other and then that's it. They're dead. You're going to want someone with some survival. Normally, I'd recommend an Eloise, but you can't build an Eloise because you're going with just assassins. So the best assassin that's got self-sustain would probably be Ithaca. On top of that, other assassins to go for would probably be Sia, if you can build her. She's not only a really good hero untranscended, but when you transcend her, that's brilliant. In fact, you've built a 10-star Sia. I assume you fed her to the Azrael. That pains me, because Sia would have actually been an interesting first E5. She wouldn't have been amazing, but she certainly would have been interesting. And when you void for her, she can actually do Fortress Sealand. So that's really, really good. Carrie is not a assassin. She is a ranger. So if you're going purely for assassins, you won't be able to go with that. You will, on the other hand, though, be able to go with Drake. And Drake is phenomenal. His defense down ability really weakens opponents and is only going to improve the team. You can, of course, as well, for Forest, just build 2 Rogans. 2 Rogans is brilliant. They work really well together. And for Abyss, your best assassin is probably Nakia, because Nakia we know can do Sealand. We absolutely know that a Void 4 Nakia can do Sealand. Natasha might? I don't know, but we know Nakia can. It's worth trying to see if there's any other better options, but to be honest, you're probably going to want to do Abyss last. I wouldn't go jumping down the throat of Abyss to get anything done anytime soon, because the other factions are going to be so much easier and have much better heroes. Saja is fun for Fortress, that is true. Saja is interesting. 2 Sajas can work alongside a Sword Flash, which actually makes probably Fortress your best faction. I would still go with Sword Flash first, and even though they're not assassins, build her tenants. Just don't use them. Just say, I'm only allowed to use assassins, because if you don't build tenants for Sword Flash, you're kind of just ruining her power. And assassins actually suck as tenants, like fact. So I would give yourself the added rule that you're allowed to build tenants, because you're still focusing on the assassins. And, oh, KS Mateo, you did it with the Void 4 Natasha. I don't know whether you mean the Sexy Times or you mean Sealand. I assume you mean Sealand. Either way, congratulations. Maybe it works. Maybe Void 4 Natasha go ahead and beat this. So that's another hero to consider. And Saja do be good. Yeah, she's interesting. As a pair of Sajas, that was one way that people were doing Sealand 25 with a Sword Flash. That's assuming you haven't just got so much power in the Sword Flash. She does it on her own. Yes, Afflicted is right. The rule that assassins have the worst scaling as tenants doesn't apply to Transcendence heroes, because Transcendence heroes have different scaling. So if you didn't know, non-Transcendence heroes all have the same scaling depending on their class as a tenant. Assassins are the worst. As for Transcendence heroes, though, they all have their own unique base scaling, and Sword Flashes is kind of silly. So yeah, she's a fantastic tenant, actually. So yeah, it's really good. But either way, Sword Flash is a phenomenal hero. I would probably go with her as your first Transcendence hero, because a lot of the other strategies involving assassins won't work. So, and a lot of Death Azrael would be really cool, but you probably also want a hero like Eloise to anchor in for him. You might be able to do some alternative with an Ithaca, but I still think your best choice would be Sword Flash and building an account that focuses on getting the most of her. So, yeah, that would be your best option. Of course, though, the fact that you fed Seer really hurts. You've got one left, though, and I wouldn't actually see that as a bad thing, because the biggest thing people struggle with is hero copies when they're early on, but DH games keep giving us chests that have Transcendence heroes in, so the fact that Seer is a Transcendence hero should work for you. As well, your chests here are miserable. We've got a skin chest, we've got some 6-star stuff, we've got materials if you need them, and then finally we have some Celestial Island stuff that you're not going to use anytime soon because you haven't got yourself a Void 4 hero. In fact, you haven't even got yourself an E5 hero, so the Void is locked, which is a bit of a shame. So that is unfortunate. That said, though, as you build this up, E5 the Azrael, unlock the Void, try and get Ithaca copies and all the other heroes for all the other factions we discussed, and you should get a really nice team together. It shouldn't be too difficult to find a way that you can make the most out of Assassins. Given the fact that Rogan exists, Assassins are easily the best class to go with. I would probably keep the Rogan at 9-star for now, just because Warpath's Raw is pretty much the best thing he does, and that is max upgraded from 9-star, which is really neat. That's level 3, and the only way to get that higher is to Void 3 him, which is a massive amount of resources to invest. So it's arguably better focusing on other heroes, and ideally Ithaca can help in the Seal Land, which would be very, very good. So yeah, good luck to you, man. I hope that this works. Any other questions? Because right now, I know you're going to be struggling, right? You will feel the pain. As we already saw with that Azrael, the self-defeating skills of his are unwise, but the moment you can get a team together, you'll probably feel the benefits of him, which will be very good. Not to mention, Lord of Death Azrael is a tenant as well for Sword Flash, so that actually might be something to consider. You can actually go with the first 2 assassins as Sword Flash and Lord of Death Azrael. Also, he's fun. Things to keep in mind are Melodic Strings is your best friend. Melodic Strings is phenomenal. Although, if you're not using Ignis, you're going to struggle to energy feed a Sword Flash. You're going to need a lot of Demon Bells. Like tons, because the way energy feed works with an Ignis is you use Melodic Strings to get an active skill round 1, then Ignis gives you energy for round 2. You can't do that. You're going to need a Melodic Strings active skill round 1, and then a bunch of Demon Bells, all splendid, radiant, glittery, whatever you can build them to start feeding energy to Sword Flash to give her an active skill round 2. And to have a reliable active skill round 2 doing that, you're going to need like 4 splendid Demon Bells. That's going to be pretty rough. And yeah, Ignis is a priest. Big cry. Yeah, so the Ignis strat won't work. So you're going to need a lot of Demon Bells. And as a free-to-play player, which this account is, it's just a side account, that's going to be real tough. So yeah, he's not going to be able to do that strat. And you're right, chat. Yes, it's supposed to be all assassins. What I'm doing is explaining how the good Sword Flash strategy works, and then explaining why he's not able to do that. So the alternative we need is Demon Bells to feed energy into the Sword Flash to give her an active skill round 2. Now, the reason that's important for those of you that don't know is because Sword Flash gains an ability which is called Impeccable Flow, and she gets that when she kills someone. So if you go ahead and do an active skill in round 1 with a debuffed enemy from a Drake and all the buffs that you get from Rogan, you should be able to kill the lowest HP opponent, which Sword Flash will target. Then she'll gain the Impeccable Flow, and then next round you want her to do another active skill, and when the Impeccable Flow is stacked, she'll consume a layer, and she'll make the skill that she does not target an enemy, but target all enemies, and then she'll heal herself as well. This is a phenomenal ability. So it's an attack that would be single target, instead hitting everybody, and that's what makes her so powerful. So anyone focusing on assassins, your goal is to get a kill round 1 with the Sword Flash, and then feed it in with energy, so she gets a kill round 2 with a massive active skill that can potentially even wipe the entire enemy team. And is Ithaca going to be good enough for Seal Land 20? She should be, but probably not straight away. Ithaca will need imprints and a good artifact. This pet is not going to be good enough. You're going to need this pet to get higher. You're going to need all the auras. Loads of people moan that they can't beat Seal Land and their heroes aren't good enough. It's your pet that's not good enough. Always, 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 always. The most common problem. They're trying to use the exact same team they saw someone else do it with, and then you look at their pet, it's not upgraded. You look at their guild tech, it's not upgraded. What makes Ithaca work well is actually 5-star Tixes. If you're happy using 5-star forms of other heroes, you should be okay. If you're not, you might struggle a little bit more. I imagine Ithaca with Azrael gives you an added win condition, where you're going to bring the Azrael back and he's going to keep dying, so that should work. Ithaca plus Azrael should be fine. But the main thing you'll want is the Ithaca to heal and stay alive and not die, right? Just give her HP, give her healing, let her get that damage out, and then Azrael should do the killing with the melodic strings. So, yeah, with the... You're going to use them? Okay, that's cool. So you could use the 5-star Tixes to help you out as well. Tixes with energy can steal attack from opponents, even as 5-star, and then when they die, they'll deal damage, which will eventually hurt as well. So it just adds in, gives you more damage, and allows your team to just push a little bit more in Seal Land. Another hero to consider as well is Annabelle. When she dies, she just shuts off opponents' skills, so that's really, really huge. And yes, Vago, Heart Watcher, fantastic idea to build. For broken spaces especially, Heart Watcher is incredible. She steals attack from opponents and also puts out the Watcher marks, which massively improve your damage. So definitely go ahead and build yourself a Heart Watcher to improve your damage against boss fights. And again, she's an assassin, which is pretty cool. So yeah, there's a lot of cool assassins. Good luck with the team. I hope this works out well. For light Seal Land, you're probably going to want a Faith Blade. He's very reliable. I used him. He's really, really cool. Make him Void 4. Give him that melodic strings. He should burst through, and that should be a lot of fun. And then for Dark, you'll have the Drake, and you should be able to build a team that can help him. So overall, it's a solid account. It's very new. Don't even have an E5. I think Azrael is insane, and the fact you built him is ludicrous, given your objective. And I feel like, I don't know whether you did this as a joke, or if you had no idea that this would be terrible, but all you can do is accept it's the decision you've made for yourself, and somehow build yourself another E5 once you're finished with Azrael. Good luck, is all I'm going to say, because... you don't see it every day that someone literally shoots themselves in the foot with their first hero decision, because most heroes you can make work. Azrael, it's just no, because the stronger you make him, the more he hurts himself. So yeah, reap what you sow. Yeah, that's right, Afflicted. Should you use your tech coins for Solidus? Because I need copies. And did the inner ring on assassins? No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that at all. I would max all of Assassin's Guild tech. Like, if you're just going to use assassins, max all of the assassin tech, and then start doing it. That's assuming this account is going to be exclusively one class and purely for fun. I wouldn't recommend spending money on this account. Just play for free, give yourself the limitation, and it should be a pretty good time. And there's a thought for you folks at home. If you hate the fact that you have to max out all your guild techs, maybe you should try a free-to-play account that uses just one single class. In fact, I could even start a series doing that myself. Maybe at some point in the future. Either way, folks, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time, and happy idling.